A junior engineer recently used an AI agent to write a PySpark notebook to upsert data from our bronze layer into our silver layer. And the syntax was flawless. It passed the ICD, CodeRabbit approved the PR, and it silently duplicated 40 million records into our silver layer. That 10-second silver bullet ended up costing my client $14,000 in cloud compute before it was ever caught. Why? Because the AI had zero context about our historical load patterns. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly, step by step, how to create your own AI skills doc so that you don't fall into that same trap. Step 1 is the standards directory. So this is your enterprise memory. So this is where you're going to define your boundaries. You're going to document specific naming conventions. So for example, do you use snake case or proper case? Are your PII handling rules strict or more loose? And where are you applying them? And your required data contracts? Which ones do you require and for what use cases? This is going to act as your enterprise memory and prevent the AI from falling back on generic anti-patterns that don't fit the rest of your warehouse. Juniors end up looking at AI and they see this syntax generator. Seniors look at AI critically and generally with distrust. The dirty secret of enterprise data engineering is that writing the code has always been the easiest part of our day. The context is the hard part. A generic AI agent operates in this context vacuum. It doesn't know your naming standards. It doesn't know your Databricks Unity catalog schemas. It doesn't know how you handle your PII. So it just guesses. And guessing in production doesn't just slow you down. It introduces silent failures, maintenance nightmares, and unacceptable legal risks. Which is why step 1 is to document your standards and governance rules in depth. If you haven't already done this, go out and do it right now. Step 2, these are your templates, your approved patterns, or your forced governance. So you're going to create templates that force complete governed solutions. When the AI generates a pipeline, it shouldn't just spit out random Python code. Your skills doc has to instruct it to also generate accompanying notebooks, your DABS YAML files, and the data quality checklist. An ingestion from an API should always follow the same pattern. From a database, or from a file store, or from cloud storage, same thing. All the same basic flow and feel should be modular, reusable, and repeatable in sections so that your AI can use that same pattern over and over again. We design for failure, which means that we design for recovery. Because when you ask a generic agent to write an ingestion script for customer data, it's going to eagerly write df.write.mode overwrite, and it's going to look perfectly fine in a vacuum. But because it didn't reference your enterprise masking policies and your approved patterns, it just pulled unmasked social security numbers and put it into silver. And now it's visible to all your sales reps. And also, you just overwrote everything in that silver table with that overwrite command. You didn't just code faster, you engineered a compliance breach and incredible frustration for your sales team because they no longer know what their sales were last week. So, to stop the bleeding, you have to stop treating AI like an advanced IntelliSense and start treating it like a partner, which means that you are providing it all the context that it needs to make the decisions that it's making. Step 3, this is your executable logic. This is where standards really become actionable. You are going to build programmatic integration skills that force the AI agent to query your actual data catalog, like your Unity catalog, to retrieve exact schemas and lineage before writing a single line of code. This completely eliminates all the schema hallucination that you've seen out there. Explicitly telling your AI agent where the heart of your platform is and how to access it is an extremely powerful unlock for your engineering team and your AI agents. Think of how many people have come into your organization and asked, "Do you have a data catalog? How do I find this data or that data?" Now, imagine actually having that, being able to download all of the metadata about your data landscape into your new hire's head like that. That is a step that this is going to handle. Step 4, these are the evaluations. You're going to finally establish your audit trail. You wouldn't merge a junior engineer's PR without running tests, and your skills doc has to include that evaluation criteria to prove that the AI agents adhere to all your specific infrastructure rules before that code ever touches a production branch. When you do this, think of all the different steps for different data sets and use cases at different levels of aggregation. Include all of that logging, all that information, so you can track it over time, which will be consistently implemented across your whole data ecosystem now, enabling the ability to measure changes in value, data quality, and other key data team metrics over the whole year. So imagine being able to tell your C-suite at the end of the year that you increased your data quality to 99.8%, and you're able to actually back that up with the statistics. This setup costs you a few extra days of architecture up front, but it is infinitely cheaper than a lawsuit and will reduce your tech debt, increase maintainability of your code, and enforce consistency across your whole data platform. This is what a skill tree looks like when it's completed. You don't have to have it all done in its entirety for it to be useful. Start with what you have documented. Then move to your most critical risks. Define your basic security policy and build those documents first. Your AI agent will mature alongside the rest of your data team and organization. If you want to know how to build pipelines that are anti-fragile, be sure to check this out now. Then make sure that you document that pattern for your own data engineering agent skill.